Hey you guys, it's Amy Gretchen. Welcome back to another Project Life Process video. In this video, I'm working on week 6 from 2017. So I'm just getting done looking at my February kit from Studio Calico. If that's something that you're interested in seeing me do is a walkthrough of those kits, I'd be happy to do that for you. I figure there's probably a lot of videos on YouTube that you don't necessarily need one from me, but if you'd be interested in seeing that, I'd be happy to show you more of what those kits are like. The title card came from the Studio Calico kit, and I was pretty happy that it had a lot of color in it. And I was excited to use that rubber stamp. So I was glad that it came in the mail just in time. I think I got it like the day before I worked on this. So one of the things I decided to do differently this week than what I've done previously is I have some Becky Higgins Design K page protectors. So it's got 3 4x4 pictures in the top, and then the same 3x4 slots in the middle. So I can't remember if I was thinking I just wanted to do something different or if I had more photos that I wanted to use. And I was anticipating that I might have more photos for week 7. That was the week of Valentine's. So I was thinking that maybe I would have more that week. So thinking ahead a little bit. But I'm just going ahead and I'm cutting down some of those 4x6 cards, and the ones that didn't cut down very well I'm putting in the 4x6 spots, and then I'm cutting the other ones down. The one thing that I felt kind of messed me up is those photos on the left bottom. They actually were from the weekend, and so I wanted those to be on the right side, and I don't normally feel like I have to do that, but for some reason, it was really throwing me off this time. So just something that I was, I guess, working through myself as I was looking at, as I was looking at this spread. I kind of had to get over that a little bit. So now I'm just moving things around. I feel like I kind of had a harder time, and I don't know if it translates well as I'm working on it. I felt like I had a harder time kind of trying to figure out where I wanted everything to go. I felt like there was more 3x3 photos that I was using this time. And I just felt like I was struggling to get a really good feel for how I wanted this spread to look. And maybe it just was because I was using the Design K page protector that I don't normally use. But like I said, I was just like something was throwing me off a little bit. I felt like I really struggled through creating this spread, and I'm not entirely sure why. So I went ahead and I was looking at more 3x4 cards. I think most of those cards I was looking at just then was from Allie Edwards. That So Loving This is from an Allie Edwards. I don't know if that was from a story kit or if that was from one of her other kits, like the Week in the Life, because I have some from Week in the Life and also Day in the Life. So it could have been from one of those kits as well. Whatever the case, I know that the kit is not available right now, but if you are interested in some of Allie Edwards products, you can go ahead and find more information on her website. She has a kit every month, and it's only available for that month. And Studio Calico does the same if you're interested in that as well. So I was pulling over some cards that I thought would really help me to tell my story better. And one of the things that I kept thinking about, and I do think about color a little bit, is I felt like I had some blacks with that See the Good and Speak It, and then the photo that had the black in the bottom, and then I had that So Loving This card had black in it. So I felt like there were some strong blacks that I wanted to keep the black. You can see that I had taken this photo on 12 of 12, and it was a stronger angle, and so I liked that in a 4x4 picture than I liked the other one. Didn't like that as well as a 4x4, so I decided to change that out. So anyways, I was kind of toying a little bit with having these strong blacks in the spread. You'll see at the end that I don't actually end up going that route. One of the other things that you can see that I did I think I took a little bit of break and did a little bit of journaling and printed off a couple photos. You can see that I journaled right on top of that card that says work in progress. It's kind of hard to read. It says work in progress. And I did a little journaling there. And now I've done some journaling on that 3x4 card that you can see. And I'm trying to figure out this Yes, You Can. That came from an Allie Edwards story kit as well. This is, I think, actually her story stamps is what she calls them. And I really like that Yes, You Can. And so I pulled over some of my color theory ink, and I'm looking for colors that are, matching the title card. So there's pinks and purples. I was kind of excited to use the purple because I never use purple. And ultimately I decide against it. And I think it's because when I looked at it against the other photos, it just seemed a little too dark to me. I didn't like it as well. And so I decided to go with the pink, but you'll see in the end that actually gets changed up a little bit as well. I have a good excuse for that one though. So I just quickly stamped some of those off at an angle just to see what it would look like. I'm doing that because I wanted to test it out before I went ahead and did it, because I don't want to print that card out again. So I just tested it out and I'm setting it there just to, give myself a chance to really look at it and see if it's something that I want to do, or I want to do something else. Now I'm just going ahead and I'm writing some journaling on this 3x4 this 3x3 photo. I tend to do that a lot, adding the date and then just adding a little bit of journaling. So I decided that I like that card and I want to go ahead and do that stamping. So I grabbed over my pink. I think this is Flamingo, if I remember correctly, from Studio Calico. This is a dye ink, and I'm just printing this I'm just stamping this right on an angle, and I'm going to just do them one after another. This isn't perfect, and if you notice that the stamp kind of fell out of my hand a little bit there, and it made a very light impression, but it does kind of look a little bit messy, and I decided not to worry about it. I am actually printing right onto the card, and so I'm like, it's going to be fine. I'm not going to worry about it. You can even see that there's a little bit of stamping off to the edge because the Post-it note didn't go all the way to the edge, but I end up cutting that off because in order to fit it into the pocket, it needed to be cut off just a little bit more. I also wanted to add a little embellishment, so I was looking at my stash of embellishments and I just went ahead and grabbed that star. So I also reprinted this photo. I wish I didn't have to reprint. I hate when that happens, but I cut off the journaling, and so I decided to go ahead and just reprint that because it was kind of driving me crazy that I had cut off the journaling. So this card that says the best part, that has 5 sections, I really wanted to use that. I am a huge fan of lists when it comes to Project Life because I feel like you can tell a little bit more of the story from the week that way. But I didn't love the red. I thought the red was throwing me off. And so I decided to make my own header. I grabbed over another, I think this is another story stamp from Allie Edwards. This is from Review. And I will say that while the stamps are unavailable to purchase because you can only purchase them during the month that they're available, she does have a digital version available if you are interested in that. So you can go ahead and look at her digital section for her story stamps digitally if you want to use it that way. So I just went ahead and stamped it with black. That's one of my favorite black inks. It gives a really great black impression. And then I'm just sticking it right over. Now, I was debating about whether or not this would look good because there was, it was gray at the top, but I did decide to leave a little bit of gray border in between the two whites. So I thought it worked out really great. Also, I wanted to mention that book that you just saw. That is the book that I write down all my stories from the week and highlights and things that are going on. That really helps me to be able to tell my stories from the week without forgetting, and that helps especially if I'm behind. I definitely want to do a video about that and other tricks and things that I use throughout the week to help me to be able to tell my project life stories better. So I will have that coming up as soon as I can get that filmed. So one of the other things that I was thinking, there's two things that I want to do here. I want to put something on that photo at the bottom that there's a lot of black, and I actually do add something. You're not going to see it. I will show you in the photo at the end what I end up putting on there. The other thing is these pink stars. This also came in the Studio Calico kit from February, and so one of the things that I really like to do is add multiples of an embellishment that really helps to tie a spread together. A few weeks ago, I did it with letter stickers, and I did it the week before this with those corkboard embellishments. So I really like to add something simple that will help tie everything together, and it will really help you draw your eye through the spread and help tell the story. So that's one of the reasons why I gravitated towards these stars. Number one, they came in the kit. They were sitting on my desk. I had some pink, and I thought, you know what, this would be a really great thing to add. And so I went ahead and I added it to what is that, in 4 different places, and you'll see that I want to add it just one more time, and so you'll see how I go ahead and adjust that. So there's a couple things that I want to do. One of those things is I'm really wanting to add the names of the kids in that photo at the bottom, and I'm trying to figure out how to do that. I felt like this white piece of paper that I'm writing on right now, when I put it up to it, just seemed so white and so stark, and I really didn't like it. So what I end up doing is I turned the photo over, and I just decided to put the kids' names and write the instruments and call it good, so that if my daughter ever wants to, remember, if she can't remember who's in that photo, then I've got the names and the instruments they played in the back. I kind of did the same thing for that movie stub that I really wanted to show. I wasn't sure how to fit it in, and so I just went ahead and put it in the back. Like I said, I kind of struggled a little bit with figuring out how I wanted everything to go. So here is where I made another change, and I didn't actually show you how I did the black because it's the same as the pink. So I went ahead and cut that out so this video would not be like forever long. But I just stamped it the exact same way. And the reason why I wanted to do black is because I really wanted to add another pink. I felt like that wood star was just kind of standing out and not really fitting. And I really liked the black. I thought the black would work really well with the darker photos, with the black that's in the spread. And so, I thought that was a really good addition. And then, like I said, it allowed me to add another pink star. So that gave me 5. I definitely like to do odds. All right. So one last thing that I want to add to this spread is my 12 of 12. Now, I believe I talked about this in week maybe 51 from 2016. So you can see that from December, but this is basically a day in the life. It's something that I've been doing since 2008, and I absolutely love it. It's one of my all-time favorite projects. I take pictures all day long, and I choose 12 and I put them in a collage, and it tells a really great story of our life right at that moment. If you want to learn more about this project that I do and see more of my collages, I have, since 2008. So that's 9 years worth of these collages. So you can go to my blog, amygretchen.com/12 of 12 -project. I will definitely have it linked below so you can check it out if you're interested in looking. The last thing that I'm going to do with this insert is do an Avery tab. And like I've said multiple times before, I think that it really finishes off the spread or an insert when you add the Avery tab. So definitely inspiration that I got from Allie Edwards, but I've definitely loved adding that. All right, you guys, this is the spread for the week. Before I leave you, I just wanted to make sure and show you one last change that I did. It is with that "Be strong and of good courage" photo at the bottom middle. I thought that it would be really great to add "Yes, I can" to that photo because of that sentiment. And I thought that it fit really well with the "Yes, you can" stamping that I did on the 3x4 card. So anyways, you guys, I hope you were able to get some inspiration from this layout. If you guys have any questions, please leave them in the comment section below and I'd be happy to get to them. If you guys would like to see more of my Project Life process videos, just hit subscribe so you can be updated. All right, you guys, we will catch you in the next video. Thanks for being here. Bye.